All right, well, we just completed editing the videos for the last 3 days. I think you'll find it quite good. It should answer all of your questions. But to make the announcement, we're committing to starting Monday, purchasing at least, so at a minimum, of $500 worth of Rhino for the following 60 days in a total of $30,000. We believe that, plus all the new reoccurrings coming in, plus the growth of TED once it fully gets launched, everyone knows the business side of it. If not, you're going to really get a good sense of it over the next 25, 30 minutes, because we did, like I said, edit the videos of the last 3 days, see the potential in it. So we're unequivocally saying to you right now, we will be purchasing at least $500 a day starting Monday for the following 60 days for a minimum amount of $30,000. This meaning anybody could purchase ahead of us and stand a very reasonable, fair chance and fairly calculable and practical of making quite a profit over that period of time. Now, of course, anybody could say, well, listen, I'll get in and I'll sell at some point, and that's completely fine. You're welcome to do that. What my job is to make sure that TED takes off the way we want it to, that those reoccurrings come in the way they're supposed to come in, at the timeline that they're supposed to, in which case we can further announce, even before those 60 days are up, we're doubling the amount and we're committing to X amount further days, in which case anyone thinking, oh, I'll get in here and I'll already have it premeditated to get out at that point, will come to good sense and say, well, if it's going to just continue from there, why would I? And it's that behavior, that partnership between us and you that will allow TED to be as successful as we want it to be, for Rhino to continually increase higher and higher and higher, and to continually grow our platform, our community. The more TED members, the more businesses, the higher the conversion, equals a nice flywheel of money, money, money. Everybody owns Rhino at this point, whether you do or not. We're inviting you to do so, to increase your ownership in any way that you find reasonable or business sense-wise. But this is me inviting you, telling you exactly what we're doing. You do what you want from there. I will have the links underneath this. I'm making a page for it. I think I'm going to have a bit of a brief description as well, so you're able to read it. And we welcome you to join. I really, really would like everyone to recognize that everything that we had been doing comes to this moment right here. And whether it's taken us longer than anybody wanted, more bumps than anyone was willing to tolerate, whatever the reason may be, that's the past, this is the present, and the future is about to start looking like the future. So love y'all, and I hope you enjoy the edited video. Here it is. Now, the success of the overall program is dependent on being able to afford it. Therefore, if I put TED out there for free, who is it really free for? Well, I want it to be free for everyone. But who's everyone? Normal people, right? There is a difference between consumers and businesses. I want it to be free for everyone that's a normal, regular person. That's not the case that I want it to be free for everyone that's using it for business purposes. Businesses have expenses. It does not make any sense to me that I'm funding your business for free. It just doesn't, because it's not me. It's not my pockets. It's our investors. It's Rhino Bucks. It's everyone that's a part of this. Therefore, it's in my fiduciary responsibility to make sure that I steward everyone to a level of success, to what we're looking for. So it's not my decision to make. I can't be the nice guy. So I was thinking, all right, we need to have a usage meter. I don't know what the usage meter is yet. I have no clue. I have no idea how much it's going to be. I know but on the periphery, or from a 60,000 foot view, you'll have X amount of usage during a day, and it will be highly reasonable. Like, you'll be able to, I don't know, have 20 lines of conversation. Let's say 20 lines, right? Like, I have no idea if that's it. Let's just say 20 lines. And then at the 21st line, Ted's going to say, hey, you went over your usage for today. If you'd like to opt into the 100-line plan, it's $5 a week. If you'd like to opt into the unlimited plan, it's $20 a week, right? You can select the option right here, right now, and opt in, or you can wait 24 hours, and I'm very happy to pick up where we left off. And I think what that does is, for the casual user, they're like, okay, I was just talking to Ted. I'll talk to him later. It doesn't matter. I have kids. I have to go to school, right? Okay. But for the person that's using it for business use, it's like, I need this done by tomorrow. Okay, I'm in. And then they reasonably say, all right, well, if it's $5 a week and he's doing this much for me, why wouldn't I be in? And then they go over that $5 and they're like, you know what, unlimited, 20 a week, I'm using it all day. Why not? Because now you're talking to a business owner about a business expense. You're not talking about a casual mom and pop about taking money out of their pocket or unfeeding their kids to opt into something. It's different people. Okay, great idea, Ant. All right, so we're going to institute that. And then the other part comes in, and I wrote an email yesterday saying I don't know if I'm going to share everything, and I think I'm just going to, right? Like I think this. Okay, Ant. So let's go back to it. Why do you need businesses? Okay, well we need businesses because we need the recommendations to facilitate and fulfill the intents that TED detects of the users. Okay, so you need products and services. Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, does it really matter who they're from? Well, yeah, it does. They need to be a business. Okay, you just need a business, though. You don't need a business to sign up. It could be any business. Like you could be the world's greatest affiliate. You could get affiliate links across the world and list those as the businesses and then use them for intent space. Yeah, I could actually. It's a good idea. It wouldn't cost us anything. And we would have complete control of the businesses that are in it. We would make sure that their products are top of the line. We would make sure that we get good commissions. It would be really good. Okay, so that kind of makes sense, but there's still more to go. Okay, what more to go? Well, Anthony, what you're talking about is an affiliate platform. Now, the affiliate market is a $17 billion market that's growing through leaps and bounds. Anyone and everyone that has anything has an affiliate program attached to it because everyone realizes how much commerce happens online. Okay. Well, imagine if you could find that top of the line affiliate platform that actually did all this for you. In fact, you would only need one affiliate link. You wouldn't actually need a whole bunch of links. It's a platform that has it. A platform that you can trust that will pay you out because they pay hundreds of millions in commissions every year. A platform that is so stringent on who they bring on because everyone's trying to get into this market that the only people on that platform are the most reputable businesses. And the platform that actually has the most popular list over the last month, the last year, the last week, whatever the case may be, where you can go down the line and say, oh, these are the products that are selling the most. These are the products that's selling across the world at the highest clip. So, okay, so you don't even really need my opinion anymore. The market's telling us these are the most popular. Okay. And on top of it, their landing pages, their sales technique and procedure and step-by-step is actually, by definition, the best in the world because they're all competing against each other. Oh, in fact, this platform allows anyone to come on and become a seller and use the links of these companies to then sell to their email list or following or whatnot. Therefore, every company that's on this platform, only goal is to be the best because they're expecting by being on the platform that random people from all walks of life are going to say, oh, your product's really popular, your page is really good, let me take this link and see if I could sell it, I'll make some money. Therefore, every lander link is built to sell the user, knowing that the user has an intent for that product. Oh. And the commissions are all between 70 and 85%. And they're paid bi-weekly to your bank account. And there's no issue whatsoever worrying about payment because if there is, they're kicked off the platform. In fact, if the seller doesn't deliver on the product, if their product is fugazi, if their product is illegal, if there's anything wrong with this product, they're not on the platform. They're kicked off because the platform has a value. Wow, that sounds great. In fact, if we could populate all of our results with just that, Well, then that'd be pretty cool. We'd be able to sell every popular product in the entire world. We would know that the product is high standard. We would know that the user is satisfied. We would know that the user, when they go to the landing page, is satisfied, that their intent is being met, and we're getting paid quite well for it, which will definitely cover the overhead, which means we just grow, grow, grow. Okay. But you're like an intent-based AI thing. Like, you need to know about the company. Like, again, Ted is speaking to people in natural speak. He needs to know something about the company. You can't just give him a link. You can't just say basketballs, www.basketball/Rhino. Okay. Well, we do have this really strong AI thing. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say this out loud, but our 4.0 has been given access to actually search the internet. I wonder if I could just show you real quick. So this is our ChatGPT. Great, last one. Here's the website. Business name, product service offering, pricing, benefits, features, delivery, shipping information, special promotions, product availability, after sales. Now these are all inputs and variables that I created, which means I'm able to go to every website and actually fill in all of the variables that Ted would need to make it a legitimate offer. Hey, you want to talk about the product? I know everything about it. I know the product offering. I know the values. I know the benefits. I know the pricing. I know the special promotion. I know what happens after you buy. I know all of that. Well, Ant, if you can do that, well, then it's kind of cool. That kind of solves a lot of stuff. Because now you don't need to make people websites. Now you don't need to actually deal with one-on-one customers. Not that Rhino's out of the game of speaking to people one-on-one or saying, hey, Brian, I know you being successful on Rhino is going to take some of our time, so therefore we're just throwing you out. No. The core of Rhino never changes. Like, I'm right here. But can we scale not having to deal with actual businesses? Of course. Do we ever need to worry about these businesses saying, not paying their bill? No, we don't. Do we have to worry about these businesses ever not having the best product? No, we don't. We don't have to do any of that. Our job then is to make sure that we're fully populated with all the best businesses, all the hottest products over and over and over and over again. Anthony, but what does that do to the businesses that actually got into Rhino? Now you're making them compete with like the biggest, baddest mumbo jumbos in the world. Nope. Because Ted is ours. We own the algorithm. We make it. Therefore, in the algorithm, there's a priority. The priority is any business in Rhino that is on, say, sheet 1, and again, we have different things in different places, but let's take sheet 1. Let's say sheet 1 is all of the Rhino businesses that joined. Ted, your priority is this sheet. If you detect an intent in a user that is not met by this sheet, then you go to sheet 2, and sheet 2 is all the companies I'm talking about. So what it does is it creates a successful platform that funds the TED membership growing, at the same time funding the company to the moon and beyond, because the commissions and the products and all the rest just make all the sense, and Rhino makes a whole bunch of money, goes into Rhino Bucks, blah, blah, blah. But in doing so, it creates TED as a proof of concept, an actual functional platform where businesses now say, wow, there's this TED thing that's really cool. In fact, they have like 1 million people on it. I want to be on it too. How do I get on it? Then the business signs up for the plan, which again is not going to be 50 and 15 at that point. And I've said this 1,000 times. As we scale, it will never be that. The people that are in it, God bless, you got in at a good time. But those people are going to say, hey, I want to get in. Great, you're welcome in. You get moved to tab 1, which means all of the businesses of Rhino Business will always be prioritized over the businesses of just affiliate offers, for the reason that Rhino is always going to be completely in support of the individuals that join Rhino. But at the same time, we want to make sure that the users have a good experience. We do not want a user to have an intent for buying a basketball and actually say to Ted, I need to buy a basketball. And Ted's like, I have no idea what to get a basketball. And then that user's like, you know what? I've had it, like enough. I'll go to Amazon. And then we may never get that user back. So what this epiphany does is it highly scales what we can do, because now it's a 1, 2, 3 procedure. 1, increase membership in TED. 2, constantly optimize the algorithm, which I can't really get into, but we developed an intent-based scoring plus a rejection-based scoring that has such a calculus to it that it demands that TED only make a recommendation when the success rate is 97.5%. That success rate in the calculus of the algorithm is not just the things that the person says, but it also calculates the personality and behavior of said person over the entire course of time, as well as individual sharing of events, what they mean to a person. For instance, if I threw tea into the Boston Harbor, then one could say, well, he's an activist. Well, the personality of an activist is A, B, and C. Therefore, if I tell you that I threw the tea over, there's things that you now know about me, right? So all of those things together create that algorithm, which creates that score. So we need to continually optimize that to make sure that we're able to correctly identify when that score, how to best calculate the score so that every time anyone is recommended something, they say yes to it. Because if you get recommended 10 things and you say no to all 10 things, you're going to say, this is stupid. Every time I'm on TED, he just tries to sell me nonsense and I don't like it. In which case, you're not going to be on TED, right? So increase the membership of TED, constantly optimize the algorithm, which is really cool because I am building it. And I built it, but I need to add stuff to it. And then the third part is to make sure that we constantly update the businesses in it. You know what? Let's have a little bit of fun. Hold on, let me just make sure I could do this. Make sure I have it up, la, la, la. Okay, so confusing parking signs. Let's go to images, see what we can find. Something that's real, like it needs to, okay, let's see what this is. DC transportation officials receive hundreds of parking sign complaints. All right, let's save this image on our desktop, okay. Now let's go to TED. I'm so confused. It's now Monday at 11:18 a.m. Can I park here? And if not, when can I? Now, mind you, I took a photo and I sent it to TED. He's able to not only see the photo, peel it apart, but actually give me the information that answers the question of a picture. 2-hour parking is allowed from 7 to 4 p.m. However, this is specifically for zone 24683 permit holders. If you have the required permit, you can park here for 2 hours. You know, and I don't need to continue going into it. I think I made the point, right? So you can see it. The point being, and actually he can talk, which we're not going to release just yet. There's a lot of really, really cool stuff happening. I think the growth of TED is when we start really making sales for different businesses. I think the growth is going to be, then we're going to be able to reach out to these affiliate partners because we have their emails, right? Like we signed up with them and say, hey, listen, this is what we got going on. This is the stats. Every time we send a click to you, 90% of them convert. This is within our own network. This is our platform. We have end-to-end control on it. We would like to explore a deal where you can add TED as a lead magnet or an add-on or even do a promotion for TED. And by doing so, we're willing to do A, B, and C for you. When you have an entire platform that is yours, when you own an entire search engine, these are deals we can make these are deals people want to make with us. Now, mind you, those that are in Rhino business, the Rhino Suite option, that is what this is. You got in at $20 or $50, whatever the price is. And we've always said, well, that price, you know, we're given to our people. For the individual to get into that, that's like an affiliate marketer somewhere, he's not going to pay us $50 and we're just going to make him a #1 listing and do promotion. No, get out of here. You're going to have to connect our product to yours. And I do think we could make a deal in the fact, exactly Rhino Suite, that allows affiliate marketer A to say, you know what, we're going to do a promo on TED today. It's a free product. Why not? We'll give it out. Everyone loves it. And we know that Rhino is going to support us and, you know, in the niche of fitness will be #1 for the next week or something, right? Like something like that, which means it all builds on how many TEDs there are, which means we have to have a plan that funds TED, which I believe we've come to. So we're going to populate it with the affiliate businesses. Fine. There's 3 metrics we're able to track. How many recommendations does TED make? How many recommendations get clicked? How many recommendations get purchased? Our goal is for those metrics to be really, really very good. So the number of how many recommendations is commensurate with the amount of users. That's an aggregate number, right? So we're not worried about that. But how many of those recommendations get clicked is a percentage number. So if we can have a percentage of, say, 80%, well, that's really good. And you might say to yourself, well, Ant, 80% is quite high. Yes, I know it is. But the recommendation is not just, hey, it's sunny out, do you want shorts? It's going to be designed 100% to the person's actual intent that they've expressed, whether knowingly or unknowingly, which is going to be a derivative and actually is a factor of the intent-based scoring algorithm that I've built for TED, which I'm going to be optimizing every day. TED is not allowed to make a recommendation unless it firmly believes that there's a 97.5% likelihood that the person will say yes to that recommendation. Therefore, that's what our goal is, that click rate is 97.5%. That's the way I'm coding it. So if the click rate is under 80%, that's a really, really wide margin and a lot of room for improvement, in which case we're going to continue to improve. So let's just say, Anthony, still 97 is like a really, really high number, but let's say you get to the 80%, because I mean, you're smart enough to not miss by more than 20%. Okay, you get to 80%, then what? Well, of that 80%, we would like at least 50% of those to actually be purchases. Well, that's a very high number. You're now saying, Gant, that 40% of links that are clicked are going to be purchases. Yes. Well, how do you say that? Well, it's an assembly line. A is the intent there. Did the person really want this thing? Does it really solve a challenge for them? And if that's the answer, and the answer is yes, is the product good? Is the landing page good? Is the price good? Is the sales mechanism good? Is the experience good? And that's all in the back end with the affiliate program, whether it be ClickBank, A, B, C, D, or whatever. These are the most competitive affiliate programs on the entire globe. We've been allowed to participate and be a partner in it, in which case we're able to recommend those places. So we're effectively saying, oh, you want bubblegum? Well, this guy sells more bubblegum than anyone on the internet. He has the best bubblegum landing page. He has the best bubblegum funnel system, and he's just the bubblegum man. Why don't you click that link? And that bubblegum man's like, hey, Ant, thanks for it. We were able to create a transaction. Here's your piece of the pie. Great. So do I believe that those that are clicked are going to have a high success rate in being purchased? I do. And if they're not, we're going to see which companies are doing better than others. Well, maybe Bubblegum Man isn't really selling that much. Maybe he's not that good at selling. Maybe Bubblegum Woman is better at selling. So guess what, Bubblegum Man? See you later. Bubblegum Woman is now the recommendation. So this is a dynamic process that we're going to constantly upgrade those that are doing good, downgrade those that are doing poorly, re-optimize, and always add to more TEDs. All right, these are the numbers. On an average day to a regular person, not a regular, but the average user gets 3 TED recommendations a day. Of that, they click 2 TED recommendations. Of that, they buy 1. There's 1 million TED users. Do the math, right? Now we have an approach that every business, regardless of if they ever thought to join us in the beginning, are now very receptive to. Whoa. So you're telling me every business that does what we do, we sell bubblegum. These are your bubblegum numbers. Let me see the bubblegum man. Okay, the bubblegum man has 1,000 recommendations this month, 800 clicks, and 400 sales. So I sell bubblegum too. I want to join Rhino Business. How am I going to compete with the bubblegum? He's the bubblegum man. Well, Rhino Business has the priority. There's 2 tabs in our recommendation process. The companies that join Rhino Business are tab 1. Everything thereafter is tab 2, meaning we're always going to prioritize Rhino over anyone else. But if Rhino doesn't fulfill that desire, fulfill that challenge, solve that thing, we don't want to not solve it. We don't want to tell the person, hey, listen, no one from Rhino sells bubblegum, so guess what? We don't sell bubblegum. Then the guy goes to Amazon and buys bubblegum. We want to say, no, we don't sell it, but that guy does, and he's with us, and we could still make money on it. So that's the process. And I believe at that point in time, like I was saying the whole way through, we're going to have the ability to severely raise that Rhino business plan. So say for instance, and we could probably do it by different niches because we're going to have that type of data. So say for instance, you're in the wealth niche, or you're in the health niche, or you're in the dating niche, or you're in whatever niche. We're going to be able to take a look at our statistics for that niche and say, well, for that niche, These are our statistics. By joining Rhino Business, you're going to leapfrog all these people because there are affiliate offers, meaning you're going to be ahead of them. Because you're going to be ahead of them, this is how many sales that we ideally believe and pragmatically believe you're going to make by being on Rhino Business. Guess what? That's not exactly 50 enrollments, 15 a week any longer. That comes down to like almost 1,000 enrollments and 500 a week, because it's all going to be a derivative of what those numbers look like. Those numbers are able to grow as high as possible because they're all free to us. We're partnering with other people, making them sales. And that's funding the free front end. That's TED, that we bring in as many members as possible, funds the whole thing. And you have this beautiful flywheel that's exactly what we're doing. So a lot of work ahead, but it's very denoted. We know there's bucket 1, there's bucket 2, there's bucket 3. As long as each bucket is doing good, we're doing good. The money, that margin, goes directly to Rhino Bucks. That's where it's always gone. That's where it's always going to go, because the goal is my entire net worth is in Rhino Bucks, just in case anybody doesn't know that. So when I say all of the rest goes into Rhino Bucks, I can commit to you right now, it's not like I'm going to all of a sudden next year say, oh, I'm now signing myself up for a salary because I haven't ever had a salary this whole time. No. My money is the coin. That's the way it goes. My investors' money is the coin. Everyone is in the coin. Hence, all of the money will go to the coin to buy it higher and higher and higher. The point of me saying that is that when I'm saying that I'm commencing starting Monday, and I think it's going to be 1,000, maybe 750, but let's say 750 between friends, that I'm going to commit to purchasing 750 a day in perpetuity. The belief is that calculation of 750, because I know our balance sheet, I can do X amount of days of 750 without ever having to have an income because we have cash on hand. But we do have an income. We have about 20 to 30,000 that comes in every single month, but we have an overhead. All those things calculated, then plus the income that's going to be coming in via TED. That when you calculate all those numbers and create the timeline and create and measure, by this day this should come in, by this day this should come in, this goes out, but this day this should come in, that I think I'd be able to commit and time it just right, that 750 per day isn't going to be something that's only, say, 60 days. It will be something that actually is in perpetuity. And of course, 750 a day is the minimum, because once things start picking up and the money comes in, now that 750 becomes 850, becomes 1,500, becomes 2,000, becomes 5,000. I would love nothing more than to be buying 10,000 of Rhino a day, right? Like, this is exciting. Because it's now 1, 2, 3, and we're able to measure the metrics that equal the success, because it's 3 variables. What's your growth in TED? What's your conversion of recommendations? And how many businesses do you have to meet those recommendations? 3 metrics, and all of them equal money. The goal of this is I would like to get this video out probably tomorrow, because I don't think I'm going to have time today, but I do want to share with everyone in Rhino, hey, listen, this is kind of the last call. Like, I'm telling you, we're doing this Monday. So if you don't have a Rhino plan, I think you should get one. If you do have a Rhino plan, I think you should raise it. And if you'd like to do any type of bulk buying, because everyone knows you can't bulk buy, it's only your plan unless I give you the link to bulk buy, because I have to actually manually facilitate it, then this would be a good time to do it. I do think having the certainty of us guaranteeing we're starting this Monday, because I do want to have an email campaign starting tonight that will last the next 5 days. That's going to be nudging people to start a plan, increase their plan, and or participate in a bulk order of Rhino Bucks. The point of it is that we're also going to commit that starting Monday, we'll be purchasing X amount every single day for X period of time. That X period of time will be at the least, because what we believe is that at the finality of that, so say we're buying $500 every single day for 45 days. If that's what we say, it's because the calculation is on day 46. The funds that we've allotted to that are going to be depleted, right? Like, we're going to have funds and say, these are the funds we're using. But the belief is that the funds from the other things, TED and all the rest, will then pop in. Meaning, if somebody said, hey, listen, I'll buy this today because he's telling me for 45 days he's going to just keep buying, it's going to go higher and higher. And guess what? At 45 days, I'll sell it. What do I care? which is completely rational and reasonable and financially savvy. Like if that's your plan, God bless, you're a smart person. So how do I change your opinion? Well, the only way I could change your opinion is by doing our job so that on day 46, I'm able to re-announce, hey, listen, the funds that we had for this particular thing have been depleted, but now they're refilled, and we're going to be able to do 1,000 a day for the next 50 days. Now, you, as the individual with a really, really big brain that said, I'm going to sell on day 45, now have a decision to make. Well, I was going to sell, but now they're buying it for another 50 days and twice the amount. Why would I sell here? I'll just do it in 50 days from now because look how credible they are. They just told me they were going to do this. I know they're going to do this. Let's go. And that's the way that I believe that we're able to bring more people in a smart, savvy way that makes business sense to everyone and keep them, because we're constantly nudging them to make a decision that we are creating the outcome between good and bad. If we can logically create a decision for you and create an outcome of good and bad, then we, as believers that you're not insane, believe that you'll make the good decision. If that's the case, well, Rhino grows and grows and grows. And if we're able to do that in perpetuity, well, then Rhino grows in perpetuity. So there's a machine here. That email is going to go out tonight and for the next, 5 days, meaning Monday is when we're actually going to put our money where our mouth is, and you'll see Rhino Bucks start really aggressively moving higher. That's going to be a very good thing.